Sir, I stopped you for a lawful traffic stop.
I don't give a damn.
Okay.
You liars.
I'm not lying.
No, you're lying.
It's obviously right there.
You are no. Today's the day, buddy.
What I'm asking for is you to identify yourself.
White people, you lied for 25 years.
Car 80 Bravo, you direct on that?
You brought me to this country. I served with special forces. I lost my own brother. I lost my everything.
I'm sorry.
I have nothing.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, you're sorry to hear that? No. Don't play that bull.
Hey Couch Detectives, we're back with another wild police body cam video. There are a lot more on the way, so make sure you're subscribed. Okay, let's get into it. At approximately 2:35 p.m. on April 23rd, in Fairfax, Virginia, an officer from the Fair Oaks District Station was conducting traffic enforcement in the 4000 block of Majestic Lane near the Greenbrier neighborhood. He stopped the driver of a 1999 Toyota Corolla. This is 36-year-old Jamal Wali. He's also of Fairfax, and he stopped him for an expired safety inspection.
Jesus Christ.
Here is that traffic stop. Warning, some language and content in this video may be offensive to some viewers.
That was a heck of a stop, sir.
I have a gun and I'm armed. I'll let you know. So why did you pull me over?
Your inspection sticker expired last.
Call Joe Biden or call George Bush.
What's your driver's
No,
license?
there's no. I don't have a driving license.
Why not?
Go back, sit in the fucking car, and leave.
No, sir.
No?
It doesn't work that way.
Okay, so go ahead, do whatever you want to do.
Can I get your name?
No.
No?
No. You're fucking killing me. You fucking people don't get a disability. I have kids and I have a lot of fucking bullshit things. So why you fucking treat me this way?
Said 80.
Said 80.
Can I get a supervisor to my location, please?
You fucking dumbass fucking people. You fucking asshole.
Majestic.
I can't even go
Northbound
back to my
at
fucking country because of you fucking
Greenbrier
people.
Shopping
I
Center.
started in fucking army. Every time
Car
you
80 or
fucking
car
come and
81
fucking pull
Bravo.
me over, every time.
Do you have the registration to the vehicle?
Nothing.
You got nothing?
Nothing.
All right.
Yeah.
And you don't want to give me your name?
Sir, why? Look. Hey, I died when I was serving you with you liars, with you people, with American status.
I served as well, sir.
Yeah. So you brought me to you fucking people brought me to this goddamn country, and I'm dying every fucking single day, and I have 4 children, and we wholly survive because you're a fucking racist people.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can't get a job, I can't get a disability, and they took my fucking license because I'm not able to pay the insurance. So why are you fucking trying to kill me?
I'm not trying to
No,
kill you,
you
sir.
are. I'm already died. I don't give a
Said
damn
80.
fuck.
Subject's armed, refusing to give ID. Don't reach for anything,
No,
dude. Don't unbuckle that.
I'm telling you, don't reach. I'm telling you, don't reach. I don't
Subject
give a
keeps
damn
reaching.
fuck. I don't give a damn fuck. If you fucking do anything, don't do anything.
Subject keeps reaching for his weapon.
No, I'm not reaching.
Sure. Just want to use the field. Tell us going to be restricted. 1439.
Sir, I stopped you for a lawful traffic stop.
I don't give a damn fuck.
Okay.
You liars.
I'm not lying.
No, you're
It's
lying.
obviously right there.
You are no. Today's
So
the
what
day,
I'm-
buddy.
what I'm
Today's
asking
the day,
for
fucking
is you to
dumbass
identify
liars,
yourself.
White people, you lied for 25 years.
Car 80 Bravo, you direct on that?
You brought me to this country. I served with special forces. I lost my own fucking brother. I lost my everything.
I'm sorry.
I have nothing.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, you're sorry to hear that. No. Don't play that bullshit.
So you don't have a registration to the vehicle?
You know what? Listen, here. You're American, okay?
Yes.
Yes, you are American. I give you my fucking, what do you call that shit? Take it. They took my driving license.
So
Okay.
they took it away?
Yeah, for no fucking reason. I have a hard time with court. I'll show you the paperwork. You won't believe what they say. They don't. When I call them bullshit. The system is fucking broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're going through a really rough time.
Man, I should have served with fucking Taliban better than you. I was concerned and a fucking dumbass fuck when I was concerned about Taliban, but in America, since 2014, I'm concerned about more about you people. Because you lie, because you play games, that's how I'm going deeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are my partners here. They're coming up. I don't want you to get rattled, but it's because you were reaching for your weapon.
No, I'm not reading, sir. Hey,
I watched you do it.
I don't give a damn fuck. It brings as many people as you can.
Okay.
Go ahead. You're not listening. What I'm telling you.
I am listening to you.
I have 4 children. Do not reach your gun.
Rob, everybody slow down. Units around to 1080, slow it down, 1441.
Hey,
so
listen, American, take it. I take this with you, okay?
Obviously, we know that Mr. Wali is armed and frustrated, and in walks this officer who apparently didn't get the memo and just silently starts reaching into Jamal's window. Watch what happens next.
So now you want to give me that?
Hey, don't you reach, dude. No.
Fuck! 800 Bravo, shots fired.
Set 80, I'm hit.
Now here's the dash cam footage of this incident.
800 Bravo, shots fired. 800 Bravo, shots fired.
Do you think this would have happened the same way if that officer had not reached inside Jamal's car? It seemed to me that that might have been the last straw. What do you think? This footage was taken from the camera located inside of Mr. Wali's vehicle, which shows his actions leading up to the shooting.
Listen, American. Take it. I take this with you, okay? No. Hey, no, you reach, dude. No.
This is the body cam footage of the officer that reached into Jamal's window.
I take this with you, okay?
So now you want to...
No. Hey, don't you reach, dude.
You hear the gun click, and you can see that there is a magazine strapped to Jamal's waist as well.
Oh.
This is the moment that the gun was fired from Mr. Wali. Finally, this body cam footage is of the officer who fired his service weapon from the passenger side, potentially saving his fellow officers' lives in this situation.
Rob, everybody slow down. Units around to 1080, slow it down, 1441.
Hey, listen, American. I take this with you, okay? No. Hey, no.
And here you see the other officer reach in and immediately grab Mr. Wali's hand. He didn't say anything. And Mr. Wali reacted by grabbing his pistol.
You reach, dude. No.
800 Bravo, shots fired.
800 Bravo, shots fired.
800 Bravo, signal 1.
Additional officers arrived and rendered first aid until fire and rescue personnel arrived on the scene. Mr. Wali was taken to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced deceased. The injured officers were transported to an area hospital and treated for their gunshot wounds. One officer was shot in the forearm and the other was shot in the bicep. Apparently it was the same bullet that went through both arms. They are both lucky to be alive. The chief of police had a press conference regarding this incident, which will follow for those that are interested in that sort of thing.
Good morning, everyone. You know, when you think about all the agencies that fall under the various umbrellas of federal, state, and local governments, no agency at any of those levels, federal, state, and local, gets the attention and the scrutiny that law enforcement gets. And that's understandably so. You know, we remain the profession that can take someone's freedom away by charging a person with a crime, and we remain the profession that can use deadly force when justified. So when we self-imposed this body camera release policy about 4 years ago, we did it because we know our community demands transparency from their local police department. So we're here we are today, within the 30-day time frame. A lot of work goes into not only preparing this body-worn camera package. You also see from the video that there is what's equivalent to a GoPro that belonged to Mr. Wali in the car, that belonged to him. So we retrieved that footage as well. And then the coordination that we have to do in the meantime with the involved police officers and their families, and the coordination we have to do with Mr. Wali and his family. So a word on the loss of life. It's always regrettable when a life is lost. It is regrettable that Mr. Wali is no longer with us. You heard him articulate during the traffic stop that he has 4 kids. He, in fact, does have 4 children, and he lived nearby. He's married with 4 children, and the impact on those children is unimaginable, and they'll carry that with them the rest of their lives. So we take that very seriously. We also realize in this particular scenario that we're very fortunate that we didn't have 2 police funerals, because it was just by, or thanks to rather, some strategic thinking, actions by our police officer who you see on the passenger side of the car. His actions, his deployment of that deadly force saved the lives of the 2 officers who were on the driver's side of the car. There's no doubt about that. Both the officers sustained gunshot wounds. I think we've described this since this occurred on April 23rd, but if we haven't, a singular bullet traveled through both extremities, both arms of both those officers. The first officer, the bullet traveled through his bicep, out the other side, and then traveled in and out of the forearm of the second officer to his immediate right. And that same bullet traveled across the street and shattered the rear window of a parked car in the Briarwood shopping center. The footage is certainly compelling. And thankfully, the existence of body camera footage now puts police leadership, myself included, in a position to review it in real time and to comment on it in a way that our community now expects police departments and police leadership to comment following a critical incident. What happened? What's your assessment? They know it's preliminary. They know that the facts and circumstances can change. But what we describe at the scenes of these incidents, we'll only say things that we know are true and not subject to be changed pursuant to further investigation and information. So well, I stand ready to take any questions, comments. I can imagine what some of them are. So maybe Julie Carey, I'll go to you first.
Yeah, I have a few. So how do you characterize, the first officer, right, how do you characterize how he handled the situation? I mean, clearly he was trying to calm this guy, to de-escalate, but is there anything you would have felt he should do differently in that situation, given the fact that there was a gun there, given how aggravated Wally was?
Well, Julie, I think the first officer did a really good job trying to talk him down. Mr. Wali was agitated. He was toxic. He was irate. He was upset. And you just, before you hear the words, you hear the first officer's tone. And his tone was de-escalating in nature. He told Mr. Wali that you must be having a hard day. He even told Mr. Wali when the sirens for the backup officers were coming down the street that his partners were coming and not to be alarmed by it. So I think he did the best under a very difficult set of circumstances. In that scenario, it would be malfeasance for a police officer to walk away from that traffic stop. We certainly can't do that. We know he was armed. We saw how agitated he was. He was hostile. And to simply allow that motorist, just because it was a tough set of circumstances and you're being screamed at and cursed at and yelled at, that's what we're paid to do. To allow that motorist to go on his way would be malfeasance on the part of a police officer here or anywhere else. If he would have turned inside the Briarwood Shopping Center in the middle of the day with a crowded shopping center with residents all over the place, he could have brought harm. So we couldn't walk away. So, what does he do? He requests a supervisor to respond to the scene. He requests backup officers, but he's certainly engaging in the meantime and what we think are de-escalating verbal behaviors to try to get Mr. Wali to a better place. We have another piece of that I think addresses your question too. In addition to the criminal and administrative investigations that occur simultaneously following an incident like this, we also have, and we stood this up a few years ago, a performance review board. A performance review board is an internal group that looks at any tactical or training or equipment improvements that may or may not have occurred or are subject to be noticeable during an incident like this, so we can get better with training, with equipment, with policy. So all those things are occurring at the same time.
And assuming that's still underway.
The Performance Review Board, yes, they've already met. They'll probably meet again. But the criminal investigation regarding the lawfulness of the deployment of deadly force is underway. That will eventually go to the Commonwealth's attorney, and they'll ultimately make a decision to decline to prosecute or not. And the administrative investigation is underway as well.
I couldn't see clearly in that video where the gun was originally, I mean, until the moment he picked it up. Where was it when he declared he had it? Where was it?
That's a good question, and I think you'll see in the larger packages that you were sent it more clearly when you look at it again. I know it's probably the first time you all have seen it. So he's wearing a gun belt, not unlike the gun belt that I'm wearing. His holster, and it's outside of his clothing, it's a gun belt, and his holster is on the right side. His magazine pouch that was carrying 2 magazines was exactly where mine is on the left side. And it was visible. He was lawfully carrying a firearm. So some of the questions that we've received in the meantime was, how can he lawfully carry a firearm in Virginia if in fact he's been charged with crimes in the past? How in fact can he carry lawfully a firearm openly, open carry, if he's had some of his criminal cases diverted to the mental health docket? How can he continue to do that? And the answer is lawfully he can. So Mr. Wali was lawfully, openly carrying a firearm.
He was not a convicted felon.
He was not. Mike.
I know in the packet it says here, I guess on April 24th, that that the 2 officers were shot by a round from
Mr. Wali.
Suspect.
Yeah.
And you'd be able to confirm that round came from that gun, as opposed to the officers who were shooting through the passenger side window.
Yeah, absolutely. We know that as a matter of fact. It's forensically provable, and it's forensically, ballistically been proven that the bullet that was fired by Mr. Wali exited his firearm and traveled through the arms of both of our police officers. The officer on the passenger side of the car, who's a relatively young police officer, and I credit really our training and the quality of our instructors in our police academy and our firearms range. He deployed deadly force in a very tactical, strategic way because he was in a crossfire type environment. But when he deployed deadly force, saving the lives of his peers, he deployed deadly force in a way that his rounds struck and only struck Mr. Wali. And we know that ballistically, we know that forensically as well.
Assuming that some of the things that Mr. Wali was saying at the beginning are true, was he in the country as a refugee, as part of, withdrawal maybe of a government organization or the army, et cetera, that he may have been assisting them in another country?
So we've been in contact with not just the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, but we've been in constant contact since the day of this incident with the FBI Washington field office. So here's what we know about Mr. Wali. He's been in our country lawfully since 2014. In fact, he did work with American military forces overseas prior to 2014. And I believe that's what gave him the pathway to be lawfully present in the United States. So he's been here lawfully since 2014. He's with his family now, his 4 children and his wife. The references that you'll hear him make to the Taliban are historical references. So the FBI has shared with us that there are no open, ongoing, current investigations or any insight that they have into Mr. Wali whatsoever. But that's important to know. But his immigration status was, one of the first questions that was brought up on the day of this event, and I can say that he's lawfully present in the United States.
Okay, so was he in here on a visa? Was he a citizen? I mean, had he been?
Yeah, so the exact particulars of what type of documents allow him to be present lawfully in the United States, I don't have immediately available to me, but it's been shared with us by federal law enforcement that he is lawfully in the United States.
And just one other thing along this line of talking, I understand there were FBI and maybe ICE people who were at the scene. Can you confirm that?
At the scene of this incident? No, they were not. I don't know where you got that, Mike. No, that's bad information. Yeah, I hope he didn't make it up. Yeah, bad. Yeah, Julie.
Just a finer point on him. Was he a translator for U.S. forces in Afghanistan, or what do you know specifically?
I know he provided translation services. I know that because that's what our federal partners have shared with us. They've been very open about this. Because yes,
yeah, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
One of the bullets, a bullet wound up in a car over at Greenbrier. Do you know which bullet that was?
That was Mr. Wali's. So if you can imagine, he's able to discharge his firearm one time and one time only. And when you watch the body camera footage again, and when you watch Mr. Wali's own camera again, you will see that when he takes his firearm out of his holster, there is not a bullet already in the chamber. So Mr. Wali takes the slide of that firearm and pulls it all the way back, which chambers around from the magazine into the chamber. He does that very, very quickly. There's no doubt in our minds that Mr. Wali has been trained in the manipulation and the use of firearms at a high level. So when he takes his firearm out of his holster, he racks around, puts around from the magazine in the chamber, and he fires it. We know that he attempted to fire additional rounds, but the second round he attempted to fire, there was a malfunction in that effort. And he still, in spite of that malfunction, conducted a malfunction drill, for lack of a better description, to try to rechamber another round. And that was unsuccessful. And I believe that he would have discharged several rounds, possibly killing our police officers if, in fact, the younger officer on the passenger side wasn't there to deploy deadly force. And he did that under a great amount of grace under pressure, because he could only discharge his firearm in a particular manner, or else he risks firing shots that may have injured his partners. That singular round that traveled through both the police officers' arms is the same round, the same bullet that then traveled across the street and shattered the back windshield of a parked car.
And going back to the beginning of this stop, pulling over for a safety inspection, I mean, was that because he saw one of the failure notices on the car, or what was the?
He saw that the expiration. He saw that the registration sticker in the front windshield was expired.
Okay.
So
Safety expired. Okay.
yes, it was expired. So as you see that our officer, kind of make a U-turn and conduct a traffic stop, the first thing that was unusual to our officer, and you'll see this again on the body camera footage when you look at it again, is the abrupt way that Mr. Wali pulled to the side of the road and slammed his brakes on. And from that moment on, it was clear to the officer, certainly clear to us as we reviewed the body camera footage, that Mr. Wali was hostile, was angry, was upset. And I think you can argue that some of the steps that Mr. Wali took and some of the things that Mr. Wali said, he says on more than one occasion that this is the day. He tells our police officer not to put his hand on his firearm. These are all signs that there's something going on here that sends up red flag after red flag after red flag. And again, we're responsible for handling what's in front of us. And some of the anticipated questions that maybe someone will pose or not is, what about Fairfax County's world-class co-responder program? And we do have a world-class co-responder program. That scenario would not be conducive to introducing a mental health clinician. That would have been possibly another potentially deadly scenario. Julie, going back to your very first question, our officer did in fact engage in de-escalating behaviors to try to get Mr. Wali to a better place. But I think Mr. Wali's actions, setting up the camera and powering it on, telling the police officer not to touch his gun, telling the police officer on more than one occasion that this is the day or this is your day. Those are all indicative that he perhaps anticipated trying to kill a cop. And in fact, he did try to kill 2 uniformed Fairfax County police officers. Thankfully, that didn't happen. And a lot of credit goes to the heroic actions of the youngest cop on the scene of that traffic stop who saved 2 lives.
What's the current status of the officers involved?
The typical status, typical investigation. They're not on the street. They still have their full police powers, but they're not policing. What do we call it?
There 2 are on injury leave, and 1 is on a reassignment if he can.
Yeah, injury leave. Yeah, they were both treated for their gunshot wounds, and they both went home that night. And the officer who discharged is temporarily assigned to the police academy, and we're working with the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office to get to a point where I anticipate we're absolutely going to have a letter declining to prosecute. Mike.
I see one officer's name. So is it policy that the 2 other officers who were injured, as you wouldn't necessarily identify a victim in another?
Yeah, they're victims, and I think we blurred their faces. They're victims. They have families. We've identified the officer who discharged the fatal rounds pursuant to our policy, but I want to protect these police officers who are still literally recovering from being shot. They were shot, and they've got spouses and kids and families and friends, and I don't want to draw unnecessary attention to them, so that was a discretionary call that I made.
Did his family elect to see the videos?
Yes, he did, and that's something we do, and sometimes the advocacy community will say, regarding our self-imposed policy to release body camera footage in 30 days, well, why not 5 days? Why not 24 hours? Why not 10 days? And, you have 3 police officers involved, their families, you have a squad involved, and Mr. Wali, his family, his children, his wife. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And then in this case, just because of some of the statements made by Mr. Wali, we had to work with our federal partners to ensure that we weren't going to say anything at this moment today that would jeopardize anything that could be ongoing, particularly with Mr. Wali. And in fact, we know that nothing is ongoing with him. So that's why we're comfortable talking about him and talking about the fact that his references to terrorist organizations overseas are historical references going back minimally to 2014, and there's nothing current about it whatsoever.
And last question maybe, as far as pulling over somebody, because I think viewers will wonder about pulling somebody over for an expired safety sticker. Is that an everyday occurrence across the county? Is that pretty common, just as common as pulling somebody over for speeding?
Absolutely. Our state legislators pass traffic laws in Virginia just like they do in every other commonwealth or state in the country, and our police officers enforce the traffic code, the traffic laws in Virginia. And in this particular case, Mr. Wali, and we didn't know it when we initiated the traffic stop, did not have a valid driver's license. His car was unregistered. So a lot of times what seems like a minor infraction that amounts in a lawful traffic stop, and in fact this was absolutely a lawful traffic stop, leads police officers to discover other things that are afoot. And that's why we're so dedicated, and we remain dedicated to traffic enforcement, traffic safety in Fairfax County, because it's important for us to do those types of things. Okay, thank you all.
I want to thank you all for watching. We will be posting some wild police footage on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one.